Hey everyone, welcome to Past Lives and the Divine. I'm Gina, the host of this podcast, and today I have a very magical client session for you to listen to. And I really do mean it when I say magical. In listening to this past life regression again, it really, I don't know, it's just one of these sessions. There are a number of sessions, a number of instances within sessions that really stick with me. And this one really did. And I think it was because one of the reasons why I love the work that I do is because I get to obviously go along on these journeys, but I learn so much. So oftentimes, for me personally, when I am alone in a past life and I have a lot of alone time and it has been something that has been very like isolating, something I wanted to change. It's very much when I experience that, it makes me want the opposite in my life today. And given my makeup and my natural tendencies, that is something that I definitely need and want. Like, I want a full life. I want community. I want relationships. I want love. And I think a lot of us are looking for that. And a word that comes up a lot in these discussions, in these journeys with my clients is like, I just want to feel like there's more in life. I just want to feel fulfilled by life. I want to feel purposeful with life. And I really do believe that through my own experiences, this is how I came to this belief, through my own experiences and experiences with clients, that it's the connection we feel to the world and the people around us that make a life feel rich, make it feel worth it, make it feel more palatable through the worst things. If we as a human can have real connection, and what does that connection even mean, right? Like, what does that word mean? And I guess when I say it, I mean like a sense of belonging, a sense of awe and wonder, appreciation, fondness, honor, and to feel that in return. I think that that is what leads to a fulfilling life for a human. At least that's what I'm being shown over and over. And what I thought was so cool about this past life regression is Erica, this client, was going through it, and she had a lot of scenes, a lot of memories where she was alone. And so as Gina, I kind of project, right? I mean, I think it's totally normal to, especially if we're not mindful of it, to be like, oh, she's alone, she must be sad. Because a lot of my experiences as a loner in other lifetimes has been very, lonely and sad. And so what was so cool was like, I kept having these assumptions and I would ask questions, and Erica, this client in this session, would respond to the questions in ways where I was like, this person is not having the same experience as I do when I'm alone. And what came out of it and why I wanted to share this with you is because she spent a lot of time, or at least the memories that we explored together of this other lifetime, she was alone a lot. And it was through that aloneness that she was able to sense into and really utilize and feel and lean on her connection to plants, to nature in general. And I really do believe that most of us are craving that. Even the most city slicker people who maybe haven't seen a tree even in a while, we feel better, like the resonance of a tree, the vibration of a tree, nature in general. Like, as humans, our mood changes, our brain chemistry changes. There's even studies that show like the bacteria in our intestines change based on like what we are inhaling. And so if we're inhaling like the spores of a forest or, all these other things that we can't see with our eyes, it's very, very good for a human. And so I wanted to share this because it was a really cool example of like how we can get these feelings of connection, of belonging, of awe, wonder, beauty, interest. We can get it through nature. I get it through nature. So many of my clients get it through nature. So many of my clients get nudged by their spirit guides to go outside. Yes, breathe fresh air, move your body, all of that stuff. But it's like, see what's out here. Another reason I wanted to share this session with you all, and then I'll share some other things I want you to keep in mind about this session. I hear from so many people still where they're like afraid of what they're going to experience in a past life. And I've talked about this. There's even a podcast episode. If you scroll down in the episode list, it'll say, "Are you afraid of what you'll see in a past life?" There's even an episode about it. Oftentimes what happens is people come in and they experience these incredibly, what we would call today, like boring, insignificant lives. In that, because we're in that hypnotic trance state, we're able to really feel and experience like the nuance of what that life really felt like. The good things we want to replicate in this life and the things that we want to like fucking run from in this life. And it's actually, at least for me personally, in my own experience being the client and working with thousands of people in sessions, it's pretty rare that someone has this like outrageous life where they're like murdered in this terrifying way. And as I discuss in many other episodes, our subconscious mind is there really to keep us safe and really to keep us on track. And that's one way that they help us too. If something is not beneficial for us to experience, we won't be shown that memory. Or we'll have an awareness of that memory, but we won't have to experience that memory and that terror. So it really is a beautiful thing how gentle and how wise our deepest parts of ourselves are. And yes, okay, so keep that in mind. Remember that. Let that soothe you. And know that if you have a past life regression and you're like, that was a boring life, that's probably, there's a ton to learn in there. Oftentimes it's like the less drama, the more things that we take from it. And I don't think that's by accident. And another reason why I share this in every other session is that I don't think things need to be traumatic to learn from them. I think that oftentimes that's the only way a human slows down to learn, grow, change, shift, honor, do whatever they need to do to avoid traumatic things in their life if they can. I'm not talking about like systematic trauma and oppression. Anyway, that's what I think is so cool about past life regression and sharing these sessions with you, is because we can oftentimes just like get swept up in these stories and be able to experience things and gain our own insight and wisdom as we listen to this. And that is a valid way of learning. And it's entertaining, I think, to have this like little peek into these different worlds. So just remember that and keep that in mind. Even if you get an idea and one part of this whole experience we go through and we release this block that she has within her. And I encourage you, if you feel like you have a block somewhere in your body, to listen to the words that I'm saying as I walk her through that energetic release of that block, and do your own internal work, releasing your own block. And you can do that in this session. You can do it in any session. We can kind of use it as we want, or just kick back, relax, and have it be background noise and total entertainment. That's totally fine too. Another thing I want you to keep in mind before we get into this session is that I edit out a lot of the pauses. So my questioning is really quick, her responses are really quick, and that's because I'm editing out pauses. I tell you this all the time. But if you are someone who's new to being a client, or maybe you're a hypnotist and you're like, my sessions don't move that fast, I'm telling you, mine don't move that fast either. So I've took out a lot of pauses. And yeah, obviously, so it's just easier for you all to listen, and then you can listen to it in 45 minutes instead of, 90 minutes. I mentioned before this client, her name is Erica. Again, Erica, thank you for letting me use this session. And she had this session, so right now recording this, or I'll be releasing it in April of 2024, and she had this session about a year before, so it was like mid-March 2023. And when Erica is in kinship, so I get to experience her almost every day. Her and I were actually talking about this past life regression when I asked her if I could use it. And it's something that she said it totally changed her life. Like it helped her understand how the work she does and the life that she wants someday are not totally separate, and they actually could be built on each other. They actually have things in common that she could be practicing now. So in the future, she can, just be even more skilled at whatever her gifts are using her hands. And even though that's small, I think for us sensitive people, when we can feel kind of these frictions and misalignments in our life, we can often feel like we're doing something wrong. And so this I thought was beautiful, because I don't know if Erica thought she was doing something wrong before, but something else as I look at it from my own point of view. I think when we're oriented at exploring ourselves like this and noticing like the things that make us uncomfortable in life, we can oftentimes feel like it's our fault and we got to figure it out. And that can in and of itself lead to a lot of stress. So just the element of kind of alleviating that stress too, and showing someone that like your whole life is your whole life. It's building and building and building. Even if you're doing things that are completely unrelated, the common denominator is you and your gifts and how you are in that situation and who you are and what you bring and what you take. Like, it really is you. Like, you're the magic. And I think that life is the most fun when I can see that in myself. I believe that in myself. And I'm in spaces where those parts of myself get to bloom. And so I hope that in listening to this, you can feel that in the journey. Maybe you can even start to see it on your own journey. Before we get into that session, I want to remind you about community hypnosis. The first Thursday of every month in 2024, except July, you're going to have a chance to join me and do some group hypnosis online, over Zoom. All you need is the internet and an open, willing mind and the ability to relax a little bit. So if you're interested, this episode is being released April 1st, 2024. We have community hypnosis on Thursday, April 4th, 2024. So if you are in that time frame, I'd love to have you join us on Thursday. And if you're listening in the future and it's still 2024, if you check the link in the show notes for community hypnosis, add your name and email address to the list, and you will get all the information you need for the next one. And if you listen to this and you're like, I would love to be able to lead these sessions, I would love to invite you into the Hypnotic Arts training. So if you go to the link in the show notes or hypnoticartscoalition.com, you can put your name on that email address. And when registration opens up for our next cohort, which should be summer of 2024, we will let you know. And you can learn all about the training at that link. Okay, everyone, are you ready? Gather around the fire for this client's session. Just allow the details to come in, knowing that you're totally safe. And whenever you're ready, just let me know, are you inside or outside?
Outside.
Yeah, so just being here. And maybe you get a sense of where exactly you are, if it's home or not, or what's in your surrounding. What else do you know about where you are?
I'm in trees. It's woods near my home.
So just being in this space, in these trees in the woods near your home, and bring your awareness to yourself. Maybe you get a sense of your age or your gender. What do you know about yourself here?
I feel like I'm actually an older woman.
Okay, good. Yeah, and just still focusing on yourself as an older woman. Do you get a sense of how you feel here or what you're doing?
It just feels familiar.
Okay, good. Do you get a sense of what you're wearing?
I have some kind of cloak or something over my shoulders.
So just being in this space, an older woman in the woods, feels familiar. And maybe you get a sense of kind of your position where you are. If you feel like you're in motion, walking or riding something, or maybe you get a sense of if you're sitting down or crouched down looking at something or sitting on something. Do you get a sense of the body's position here?
I think I'm just walking. It's like a daily walk. I see these woods as my friends, so I just hi to them for the day. I've done this every day for a long time.
Oh, nice. Does anything stand out in particular if you're looking at something or if something usually grabs your eye?
Admiring a new frond and the way that it spirals, and it's just so beautiful.
So just be here in this space, like observing this fern and the spiral of it. And do you get a sense for when you look at this, how it makes you feel?
I always feel proud. Good job.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I feel connected to the trees and how they feel older and wise. So all of the new growth, I almost look at them as children. I'm proud of them.
Oh, yeah. So, like you're hitting fast forward on a remote control, just kind of move this scene, this walk forward. And maybe you forward the scene a few minutes or a few hours. But when you're done with your walk, what happens next?
I'm back at home, small cottage.
Yeah, tell me about this cottage or what your home is like.
It's warm and inviting. I have the fire going.
Do you get the sense, do you live here alone?
Yes.
Okay. And so as you get home, it's warm and inviting, the fire's going. What do you do?
Hanging up some of the plants I gathered on my walk to dry.
Okay. Do you get a sense for who you make medicine for? Is it for you or someone else or a community?
Whoever needs it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just kind of pausing here, focusing on this knowledge that you have, these plants that you're drying. Do you get a sense of how you learned about plants and medicine?
I listen to them. They're eager to talk because no one takes the time to stop and listen.
Yeah. What else are you aware of here?
I just feel happy and content. Like surrounded by friends.
Good. So let's take these happy, content memories with us, and we're going to move now to another scene in this past life. In that scene, you might be older, you might be younger, but on the count of three, you'll be there. 1, 2, and 3. Moving to another scene in this past life and just allowing the details to come in. And whenever you're ready, just let me know if you feel older or younger than the previous scene.
Younger.
Yeah. And do you get a sense of where you are here or what you're doing?
I feel like there are people nearby, but I can't quite place it yet.
Okay. Do you get a sense of whether you're outside or inside?
I think I'm in an outdoor marketplace
Okay.
in a town.
And does this feel like a place you come to often, or is it a new experience?
I'm becoming familiar with it. So I
Okay.
haven't been there long, but long enough that it's not brand new.
What's your purpose for coming here?
It's part of my job.
When you take a moment here and with your awareness, just kind of scan the crowd or the people, this marketplace around you. And just let me know, does anyone stick out for any reason?
No.
Okay. So let's move this scene forward just until the scene changes, whether you engage with someone or you go somewhere else. So just move the scene forward and let me know what happens next.
Back to almost like it's a stone. I don't want to say castle, it's small, but that's where I work.
Okay.
I'm with the basket on my arm.
Okay. Do you get a sense of what kind of work you're doing today?
I'm in the kitchen, helping prepare food.
Do you get a sense for how you feel about this work? If it's something you enjoy or something you feel like you have to do?
I don't mind it, but I feel like my job there is to help in the kitchen and prepare food, but I think someone gets sick or gets hurt, and I know how to use what's in the kitchen to help.
Okay. What else are you aware of here?
Just doing that type of work kind of clicked more, it kind of reignited something. But it was also second nature. Like it's something I've been doing kind of just quietly my whole life, but being around other people and helping them as they need it feels right.
Okay. So we're going to move now to another scene in this past life. And again, on the count of 3, you'll be there. 1, 2, and 3. Moving to another scene in this past life and just allowing the details to come in. And just observing whether you feel like you're inside or outside, or you get a sense of your age. So just let me know whatever it is you're aware of here.
Might be a little bit older, but I'm working in that same castle. I think someone took notice and now a healer for it's the woman and her children who live there.
Okay. Yeah, how do you feel doing this work?
In tune. Like it's so natural and it feels right. Don't even have to think about it.
Yeah.
Everything comes intuitively. I don't have to look up recipes or anything. Someone has a problem and I just know what to do.
Yeah. Whether it's in this memory or you can access a different memory in your life, but when you do this work and it comes intuitively and so naturally, do you get a sense of what that intuition, what that confirmation or discernment feels like in your body?
I see the light in all of the plants. They absorb the sun and they hold on to it. And I see that. I kind of connect the light from each of the plants to help solve the problem. And I feel the light kind of working through me as well.
Okay. What else are you aware of here?
That when I work with the plants, I feel their light in me almost like I'm an instrument for them. We just become connected. And it's a mutual respect. It feels familiar.
Good. When you think of the people in this castle and who you're helping, and you might not get anything here, but just to check on these people, do you get a sense of your relationship with them or how you feel about working with them in particular? What do you know about that relationship there?
It's friendly.
Okay.
I feel like they've kind of welcomed me in almost as part of the family. And there's a little boy that, you know, who lives there who feels special to me. We have a special relationship.
Yeah. Yeah. Say more about that relationship if it comes to mind. Like what makes it special or what's the connection between the two of you?
I don't have any children of my own, but he kind of fills that place for me.
Okay. Good. So taking this memory, this wisdom, this connected feeling with you, and we're going to move now to another scene in this past life. And on the count of three, you'll be there. 1, 2, and 3. Moving to another scene in this past life, just allowing the details to come in. And whenever you're ready, just let me know what you're aware of here.
Or I can move from the other scene. I just feel like that we're all just light, and I can see that. And this little boy especially just is filled with light, similar to the plants.
Yeah.
Loving. Just getting that we're all just light.
Yeah, it's beautiful. You get the sense, are you still in that scene with that little boy experiencing the sensations around that light?
Yes, I feel like he fell down and scraped his knee or something. So I just kind of helped patch him up and gave him a hug, and he set out for the day. But just a lot of warmth.
Yeah, do you feel that warmth in your body, like in your chest or your belly or anything else?
I do. I feel that warmth in my chest.
Yeah, so just focus on that warmth. And even if like you're turning up the volume dial, see if you can turn up that feeling and feel it even more in your body, in your chest.
I feel like that warmth and light starts in my chest and then works down my arms into my hands. So it's just like the light is connected through my hands and fingertips. Hands tingled.
Yeah, just taking that knowing with you, just like bathing your mind, your body, your soul, your knowing in that feeling, just in that energy, in that light, in that warmth. Yeah, good. So let's move now to another scene. And on the count of three, we'll be there. 1, 2, and 3. Moving to another memory, another scene, another time in this past life. Just let me know what you're aware of here.
Like a young girl, maybe 9.
Do you get a sense of where you are or what you're doing?
I'm in that same forest from the first scene, so I've known it my whole life. Again, so they've been my friends for a long time.
Yeah.
I don't feel anyone else around me, but I don't feel lonely.
Yeah, do you get a sense what you're doing here? Is it kind of similar to the scene where you were walking and appreciating the nature around you, or are you doing something different here?
Appreciating the nature, but I am seeing almost like a symphony of light and the spirits of the trees and the plants, and just kind of welcoming me into play because they know I can see them for who they are.
Yeah. And do you get the sense in this memory at age 9, seeing this symphony of lights and colors. Is this something you've been seeing for a long time, or at age 9, is this something that's new?
No, I've seen this my whole life. I think
Okay.
at this point, I don't know that this isn't what everyone else sees.
Okay. What else are you aware of here?
Whenever I go into that forest, I just feel so filled with love that I don't even know what else is going on in my life. It doesn't matter. I just feel so in tune, and my body just feels alive. And I almost at this point feel like the trees are kind of laughing. They just in a kind way. They love seeing how their magic lights me up.
Good. So just taking this feeling, this love, this connection, and we're going to move now to the final scene in this past life. On the count of 3, you'll be there. You'll feel totally safe. 1, 2, and 3. Moving to the final scene in this past life. Just allowing the details to come in. Noticing where you are, or if your age comes to mind. And just let me know what you're aware of here.
I'm an old woman again. And I know that my time is close.
How do you feel about that, knowing the time is close?
At peace.
And knowing the time is close, do you get a sense of your beliefs, what you believe will happen after you die?
I'll join the symphony of light.
Uh,
The trees in my woods welcoming me in. Like they know it too.
are you in the forest now?
I'm walking in, yes. And I know this is my last time.
So just move this scene forward through the time your soul leaves your body. And take your time doing this. Pause wherever it feels good. But whenever you're ready, when your soul has left that body, and you're still kind of hanging around that life, just say okay and take your time.
Okay.
Good. What are you thinking as your soul leaves that body? What's on your mind?
It's a good life. I never felt alone. I knew walking into the forest that it was my time, and there's one huge oak tree that she was my favorite. Couldn't talk almost every day. And so I just felt cool to sit by her and lay down, and she just kind of it almost felt like she held me while I just drifted off.
Oh, wow.
Now I just feel I could always feel the love of the forest, but I feel like I'm in it now.
Yeah.
Part of the symphony.
Is there anything in that life as you reflect, anything you would have done differently?
You know,
And what are you most proud of?
a quiet connection. Taking the time to be still and be quiet and listen, whether it's to the plants or to, the little boy who scraped his knee. It's the little voices that matter the most. And I feel like I took the time to listen to them.
Yeah. So taking this memory, this connection, this love, this warmth with you, we're going to move now to a space of spiritual guidance. We're going to move to that space now. And I'm going to ask your higher self and your spirit guide questions. And we'll just get those answers the same way, just observing what comes to mind. My first question for Erica's spirit guides and higher self is, why was she shown this past life at this time?
She feels the connection, but she doesn't see the light yet.
Will she see the light in this life?
Yes, she knows what to look for now. It's like putting a name to a face. She's always felt it and felt familiar, but now she can name it.
Having this ability, feeling this connection, and eventually seeing that light and understanding what it is. How can that help Erica in her life today when it comes to standing in her power, feeling like herself? How is that related?
She's always felt pulled between her love for costume design and sewing and creating worlds with her hands. And at the same time, she just wants to go live in the trees and work with plants. And she felt like they were two completely disconnected passions. But she needs to realize that all the power is in her hands. Her hands are her magic. So creating something or healing, it's all the same.
Ah, that is so cool. And so my next question for Erica's spirit guides and higher self is, when it comes to Erica's power in this life, the earth suit, the body she chose, the soul, her soul's history, what else can she know about her power, her strength in this life as Erica?
She knows what it feels like. She just needs to get lost in it. Trust it. Just trust herself. She knows what it feels like.
Okay. And when it comes to trusting herself, not worrying about what other people are thinking or saying, what else can she know about getting to that point? And maybe this past life was enough to open that for now, but I'm wondering if Erica feels like she wants to do even more, embodying her strengths, her power, her gifts. What could she do, like on a daily basis or a weekly basis? Or maybe she's already doing something and that can just be validated. But what else can she know about practices she can do to really um, speed up, expedite the process of feeling really comfortable, trusting herself, being in her power? What can she do there?
She's already begun this journey, and she's doing a good job of letting go, so there's room to trust herself. She already talks to her plants, but she can start looking for the light in them. She knows this. Just going outside more, going to the park nearby, trying to do that every day.
Good. Is there anything like a thought process, a belief to let go of, or something that Erica does that maybe encourages self-doubt or encourages her to kind of feel blocked in any way? Is there anything like that that she can just be aware of?
I think she's already starting to figure that out.
Okay.
That if she just lets her intuition guide her, it will guide her to the right place. So she's already let go of a lot of that fear of trying to figure out the next step and just taking it.
Yeah, what could she do to ease that or to feel more at home in her body?
See the light in herself too.
Ah,
Give her body the same amount of love and admiration that she does the plants.
Mm. And so, Erica, my question, I guess this first question is for you and how you feel when you hear that, seeing the light in yourself, and give your body the same amount of love and adoration as the plants. Does that feel easy and true for you? Or if that spurs other questions or other barriers kind of pop up, you can either say, nope, it makes sense. Or if you have a question, you can hold it in your mind, see what else you get. But how do you feel about that? Does that feel natural to you or something that would require a little bit more effort?
No, that's been a lifelong struggle.
So when you think of that, Erica, I guess maybe I'll ask this question to you. Seeing the light in yourself and having love and adoration for yourself, if you were to feel that or try doing that right now in this space, does it feel easier or more natural? Or does it bring up a blocked feeling or any sensation physically in your body that might be associated with that block? How does that struggle feel?
Yeah, I feel a big block in my throat, like my throat is closing up.
Okay. So knowing that you're totally safe, it's probably not a comfortable feeling and we won't be here long. But when you focus on that kind of throat closing feeling, does it feel like there's something like in your throat blocking that airway? Or does it feel like something externally pushing against your throat or neck?
No, it feels internal. Like it's almost feels like someone rolled up a towel and it's just shoved in there.
Mm,
Kind of, I can breathe through it, but it's not easy.
okay. So just taking a moment to focus on that towel-like feeling, like the towel shoved in there. And you might not get anything, but if you focus on that towel, do you get a sense, does that towel have a message? A message for you?
Almost like it's kind of a cork to what I feel, to the light that I feel in my chest, and it stops it from getting to my mind.
Ah, okay. So how do you want to remove this cork? So it might feel good to have a spirit guide pull it out, like they're pulling a towel out.
Mm-hmm.
It might feel good to have that light from the highest source kind of blast it like a lightning bolt or something else to suck it out or pull it out. What feels good? What do you want to do? How do you want to get that out?
Have a guide pull it out.
Okay. So I want you to just imagine that. Feel it in your body if you do. And just know that a spirit guide is pulling that out. And just to allow it to take as much time as it needs. And whenever you're ready, when that cork, that towel has been pulled out, just say, okay,
Okay.
good. And so know that that spirit guide is taking that cork, taking whatever it was that was blocking your throat, and imagine that hand just winding up and throwing that cork into the sun. And you can maybe even imagine that cork hitting the sun and like a little firework as that cork's energy blends with the high frequency, the heat of the sun. And it transmutes that cork into love and healing that'll come back to earth on the sun's rays, nourishing you and everyone else who calls earth home. And now I want you to imagine that light from the highest source again coming in through the crown of your head. And it goes straight to the spot that once held that block. And this light fills your throat, healing it, balancing it, making it whole. And as this light does it, its work that it's doing, know that it's creating an open, free space for that warmth, that knowing in your chest to be able to move to any part of your body that needs that warmth or that knowing, including your mind, including your head, including your mouth, including your throat. And now that light is overflowing from your throat space and into the rest of your body, nourishing and healing the rest of your body, making it whole just as it did to your throat. And it's also encouraging a quick integration. So your mind, your body, your soul, the energetic fields and knowing around you are completely aware of this shift, this block that's released. And every day, more and more, you'll be able to feel the benefits of that release, seeing more of that light symphony, understanding and accessing more of your soul's knowing, being able to know and speak your truth, being able to trust and know and stand in your power. And every day that'll get easier and easier. And so for right now, what I want you to do, Erica, is take your awareness and just do a body scan from head to toe or toe to head, whatever feels natural to you. And just let me know if there's other blocks that show up or if it's all clear for today. You can just say all clear. Just do that scan and let me know.
It does feel like there's something in my hips and sacrum, but I almost feel like that's a bigger thing that needs to be dealt with in its own time.
Okay. So let's take a second and just see if we can maybe do a little something to it, kind of like soaking the dishes. Even if it is just a little help to ease it when you're ready. Let's imagine that light coming in through the crown of your head and moving to that hip sacral space. And as that light touches that area, just notice any changes in the sensations, or maybe you get even more of a knowing of what this is that you're feeling in that space, whether it's characteristics of what it feels or looks like in your mind. Maybe you kind of understand the block it is or what it's blocking. Just imagine that light coming in through the crown of your head and beginning to ease and nourish and transmute that energy. And just like we're soaking the dishes, we might not get it all done today. But as this light goes into that area, do you get any more knowing or understanding about what this feeling is or what kind of block it is or characteristics about the block in your hips, sacral region?
Like it's holding on to a lot of past trauma.
Well, my question is for Erica's spirit guides and higher self. What can we do right now, or is there anything to do right now to help ease that? And if not, is there anything that Erica can do or know when it's time to release it or do little things every day to help ease it? What else can she know about this area and this blocked feeling?
The source of a lot of her health problems are coming from. It's energetic. That's why the doctors can't figure it out. She's going to need multiple times of really working to release that.
Okay.
And have to focus on it.
Okay. And thinking about those times, like needing multiple times to work on it, to release it, to understand it. Is there something that Erica can know, a practice, whether she already does it or could easily adopt it? But what could she do to help that process of releasing it go quicker or be more easeful? What can she know about that?
Every time she meditates, picture that light scraping away at some of the darkness and trauma that's held there. Just a little bit at a time. Too much to conquer in one day.
Okay. Yeah, so just know effortlessly and automatically that will happen with your intention, with your light, and just imagine that light scraping away. And just know that as layers of this comes off, you'll feel lighter and lighter every day. And because of that, you'll feel more and more drawn to do that meditation and to visualize that light. And someday you'll be so healed and so far removed from that. It'll feel so natural to have that removed and to use your light in that way. And every day that'll get easier and easier. And so my next question for Erica's spirit guides and higher self has to do with the struggle with her body. And so we talked a little bit about the cork, the block in her throat, kind of this block, this residue in her hips, sacral area. And I'm wondering if our spirit guides or higher self has anything else that Erica can know about this struggle with her body to help her kind of ease that, move beyond that, whether it's illuminating why she picked this body or illuminating a next step forward to move beyond the struggle with it and move into more of a friendship and a co-creation with it. What else can Erica know about her body?
She needs to become more connected with her body so she can fully feel and use her power. She's pulled herself away and almost separated herself completely from her body. There's a big disconnect, and that's the missing piece. She has felt for a long time like she's been on the other side of a locked door, and that's the key to getting inside. It's connecting with the body.
Okay. So when it comes to thoughts, behaviors that get a human more in their body, what would work best? Like, what's the thing that helps Erica the most? Whether she's currently doing it or it's something new that she could do, what's something that can help her just connect with her body, be in her body?
The best thing, and she knows this, is going outside. But something she can do almost hourly. She talks to her plants a lot and how she's proud of them when they grow new leaves, but she never stops to listen to what they have to say about her. So she needs to stop and listen.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
The nurturing is the same. It goes both ways.
It goes both ways. You can't unknow that. And so, Erica, it'll get easier and easier for you just automatically to notice yourself talking to them and then listening.
To see herself the way that her plants see her.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. And speaking of the way her plants see her, is there a plant or a group of plants or all the plants? Is there a plant that has a special message that they want to give to Erica right now?
We love it here.
Yeah.
You've made us a wonderful home. We love your energy and the mutual respect. You see us for who we are.
And in this space, I'm wondering if they could open a door or open their awareness even more and share a feeling they get when they see Erica in her body. What are they fond of? How do they feel about Erica when they see her? Just moving around her home, doing her thing. Can you get a glimpse of that or kind of allow them to share that awareness with you?
Just overwhelming love.
Yeah. Yeah, just feel that.
Vivaldi, when she waters us, she likes to say that that's how her soul sounds, and that's how we feel about her. So when she listens to that song and the feeling that she gets, that's how we feel.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, wow. What a nourishing, cleansing exchange. You give to them and you just feel you receive their love. And it feels so good when we love someone and they receive it. So to receive their love, you're giving them a gift and you're giving yourself a gift. And so that'll get easier and easier every single day. And so before we leave this space of spiritual guidance, is there anything else, any other messages for Erica to know from her higher self, spirit guides, even from her plants? Anything for her to know, whether it's on topic or something completely different. But before we come back, I just want to make sure we got it all.
You're taking the right steps. Just keep taking them one day at a time.
So taking all of this love, this connection, this wisdom, all of your memories from that past life, and sending love and gratitude to your plants, your spirit guides, your higher self, as we begin to move away from the space of spiritual guidance, knowing that it's always there for you whenever you want to access it. There it is. That is our episode for today. Erica, again, thank you for letting us listen in to this powerful session. If you're interested in community hypnosis, kinship, my membership group, or the hypnotic arts training, please check the show notes and let me know if you have any questions. All right, everybody, you know the drill. Take anything that makes your load feel lighter and just leave the rest.